In honor of Spider-Man Brand New Day, we are going to be ranking every MCU project ever. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Easily the worst project in the MCU is Thor Love and Thunder. It will never change. There is nothing good about this movie. Nothing. What, Gore, maybe Christian Bale's Gore, but they wasted him anyways, even though he might have been the best part. Thor is just a giant joke in this movie, and that's mainly because the director Taika Waititi thought, oh, well, Thor Ragnarok had a lot of jokes, so maybe if we just amped up the jokes more, maybe people would like it even more. No, you have to have a balance between emotional moments and joke moments. Like the moment where Sif is on the ground dying, and then Thor makes a joke while she's bleeding out to death. That's not a time to joke. Like, he just made this movie a giant joke, and what even is her name? Natalie Portman's character, whatever her name, Jane Foster, her death really didn't even matter that much. Like, it happened, and it wasn't even that sad. So, yeah, this was just a giant fumble. And I was actually really excited to see it I was, like, really excited to see it whenever I was going to the theater to watch it. And then once I saw it, I was like, oh, this is crap. So, yeah, this is easily the worst thing ever. Not much farther behind it is She-Hulk. Another thing that's just a giant joke. I mean, She-Hulk at the end of an episode start twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. Please make it make sense. I don't know who thought this would be a good idea. It just wasn't. It was just a joke show. And even, like, the CGI was terrible. The action was not good. Abomination was wasted. Daredevil was wasted. There was no real villains in this show. Hulk was terrible. Then him bringing his son back, that didn't go anywhere because he doesn't even have a son anymore. So, yeah. Don't watch this show. This is the biggest waste of time. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I rewatched it. It was way worse than I thought. And I knew it wasn't good, but I didn't know it was terrible. Like, Kang doesn't matter anymore because, well, Jonathan Majors kind of ruined his career. And yeah, Kang was so bad that post-credit scene didn't go anywhere. The CGI was not good. The suits were not good. This movie was not funny. The action was not good. None of the characters were interesting except maybe Scott. Maybe. Freaking bringing back Yellow Jacket as MODOK and his giant floating head. It's just so goofy and stupid. And that final fight with Kang is so boring. Like, he beats up Kang. Kang the Conqueror should be beating the crap out of freaking Ant-Man. Like, did you see Jonathan Majors? He was freaking jacked. He should be beating the crap out of Ant-Man. But somehow Ant-Man just gets that strength, that end of the movie strength to beat the bad guy. And he beats him up. If that's even what happens, I kind of forgot what happens at the end. That's how bad this movie is. Yeah, no. This movie's not it. I mean, I said movie too. This show is not it. Kingpin was wasted. Echo was not an interesting character. I don't think she needed her own show. And I don't remember much from this show because I watched it when it came out and I haven't watched it since. I just remember it being terrible and Echo not being interesting. So, yeah, that's all I can really say about this one. So, yeah, terrible. Ryan Coogler was the executive producer on two crappy things last year. The only problem with this show, or miniseries, whatever you call it, it was just so boring to me. Like, yeah, we got Iron Fist, cool. We got the history of Wakanda. I really didn't care about the history of Wakanda, to be honest with you. I mean, I just care about Black Panther. And the tech upgrading it over the years and stuff, I guess that's cool, but I really didn't want that. It was just really boring, and I didn't think there was enough action. but it was only 4 episodes. So if you're gonna watch the 4 episodes things, watch Marvel Zombies, which it'll be coming up a little bit later in this video. Why? Why was this movie created? It's another one of those things where the villain was a nothing burger. The post-credit scene is finally, after 3 years, is gonna finally have something to do with the new Avengers movie. But these 3 characters aren't even gonna be in the movie, so I'm confused. Well, at least they haven't been announced. The different planets and stuff, like the cat planet, stupid. I mean, they're dynamic. Well, not dynamic. I don't know. Trinamic is that a thing? I don't know. All 3 of them, I didn't like it. They just didn't seem to fit to me. Kamala Khan was the only good part, and of course Samuel Jackson did good what he was given. So, yeah, man, I don't know what they were doing, but I don't know what Marvel was doing. And they're on a hot streak now, but back then, man, a couple years ago, they were not it. It was not it. If you want to just watch something with Baby Groot going on adventures, cool. But you're not going to get much dialogue except I'm Groot in this show. I didn't even watch season 2. I watched season 1, thought it was boring and lame and a waste of time, so I just didn't even bother. So, yeah, there's not much I could say on it. It was really short, and they're little short episodes and stuff, so, yeah. They should have just posted this to YouTube, I mean, if they really wanted to do this, but anyways. Moving on. Marvel really does not know what to do with Ant-Man. Because all 3 of his movies are not that good. Well, 2 of them are not that good. One's mid. Marvel just shows that they don't know what to do with Ant-Man. That's why he's probably dying in Doomsday, and I wouldn't be mad at that. I would actually be kind of happy, because if he lives, we'll probably get an Ant-Man 4. Probably not. All 3 of them bombed. But, man, Marvel just... I don't know, man. They really just like putting out crappy Ant-Man movies. Walton Goggins, so random in this movie, but I love him. Wasp, I guess, is kind of cool. Ghost, I appreciate this movie just a little bit more because Ghost actually has something to do in the MCU now, and I actually like her now. But the family, Hope, that's not coming back into play in Doomsday. Hope's just gone, I guess, for some reason. I don't know why she's gone, but she's gone, and yeah. I don't know how they're gonna explain that. And the post-credit scene set up Infinity War Endgame, so I appreciate that. And that's about it. So that's all you're gonna get. Post-credit scene, and then maybe some funny jokes in Ghost, and a little bit of Paul Rudd. And that's about all I saw in this movie that was good. Another character they do not know what to do with, Captain Marvel. Because she's had 2 crappy movies. 2. Samuel Jackson was the best part of both of her movies, which is wild. I did like the Skrulls in this movie. I liked the twist where the Kree, because I never read the comics whenever I watched it. I didn't know the Kree were bad guys, but it's cool that the Skrulls were actually good guys. And I like how Secret Invasion, well, we'll talk about that later, but how they have bad Skrulls and good Skrulls. But, yeah. This show's good. I mean, this movie's good. When it comes to the Skrulls, I like the Skrulls a lot, but that's about all this movie's got. Samuel Jackson good, Brie Larson sucked. Goose carried the movie. Anyways, there's really nothing, but it did set up Endgame too, so I thank it for that. They fumbled the bag with all 3 seasons of this show. First season was alright. Season 2 was better than first season, in my opinion. And season 3 was the worst season of television I've ever seen in my life. Like, they really just don't know what they're doing. Like, they try to do something different and it just doesn't work. Like, they had so many stories they could have told. Like, that's why the first season, second season were a lot better than the third season. Like, who the heck wants to see mechs beat up Godzilla Hulk? I didn't. Like, the Marvel Zombie thing was awesome. And I'm glad we got a spin-off show of that. Hopefully get into season 2 of that. But The cowboy episode, the one with Vision and Mysterio, Bucky and Rick Guardian were pretty cool. But they just didn't know what they were doing. I don't think they were just doing too much. Secret Invasion, I actually was a defender of when it came out, but now rewatching it, it was not that good. It was actually pretty gruesome. There was a lot of blood for a PG-13 Marvel movie, a Marvel show, and I keep calling them movies. And it was actually more grounded than I thought it was gonna be, but the War Machine plot where they actually revealed that he was a Skrull the whole time, that is just so stupid to me. And I hope that got retconned by now, because that was so dumb. I like the new character, that woman. She was kind of interesting. I did not care for the Skrull daughter. She was not interesting at all. Talos dying. And then they killed Maria Hill, by the way. What are we doing? I have no clue. And they killed her like it was nothing. And then the Super Skrull was not that interesting to me. But it was cool seeing him in live action. But, like I said, not interesting to me. So, yeah. Not that good of a show. Not at all. And I know you guys were like, what? Did he forget about Thor the Dark World? No. This movie's a lot better than I thought it was, but it's still not good. It's still pretty bad. But there are some parts I enjoy in this movie, like Loki's fake death, and at the end pretending to be Odin. That was kind of cool. The Captain America scene where he turns into Captain America, that was just a little scene, but yeah, that's cool. Thor's mother's death was sad. I actually liked some of the elves. They just had cool designs. Now, they weren't that interesting as characters, but they had cool designs. Like, Curse, he was pretty cool. But other than that, this movie's not fantastic. Because the fight scenes were white, and the villains were pretty bad still. But they had cool designs. The Eternals has a very big problem with having characters that no one cares about. Like, I don't care about a single one of the Eternals. At all. During this entire movie. And I don't think they're going to do anything with the Eternals in the future, so this is just a nothing burger of a movie. We're talking nothing except maybe Celestials come in sometime during Secret Wars or something, have something to do with it, maybe. But other than that, I don't see anything from this movie actually meaning anything, because Blade, Mahershala Ali is done, I mean, so that one of those credit scenes don't really matter. And then the one with Star Fox, Thanos' brother, that doesn't matter either, so. Man, I don't know what the plan is, but with these Eternals, because I don't think we're getting the Eternals too, so. But overall, this movie just wasn't that good anyway. So the action was kind of, well, Icarus was pretty cool. Well, the action was pretty good, but overall, it's just not a good movie. Because the characters is like one of the biggest parts of the movie. You're supposed to care for characters, and if you don't care for them at all, then that's a problem. I don't know what to say about this movie and this show, but Ryan Coogler, I don't know why you have to put your name on this stuff because it makes you look bad. Because this show was not good. The only thing that came good out of it was the end where Mephisto showed up. That's cool. I mean, I hope Mephisto has a bigger role after the Avengers movies. Hope he's the big bad villain of the Mutant Saga. But Ironheart, I would care less if we saw her again. And the Hood, I wouldn't mind seeing again. But Ironheart, no. Yeah, she could stay in the past for sure. Because Black Panther 2, she was kind of cool, and she was good for the story. But in this show, she didn't matter at all to me. And then her basically becoming a bad guy at the end was stupid. In my opinion, it was stupid. Doctor Strange really had nothing going for me, but I like the Dormammu I come to bargain. That's just a funny meme. And I think Benedict Cumberbatch is great as Doctor Strange, and he plays the character well. I like him getting all his magic powers and stuff, like how he becomes really good at the magic, but the villains, awful. Ancient One's kind of cool. Wong is kind of forgettable in this movie. His girlfriend and his love life, I don't really care about it. And like I said, Mordo, that he didn't really go nowhere. That freaking post-credit scene did nothing. But, yeah. This movie is just mid. It's like, it's kind of like on the mid to bad side. Like, it's not great, but it's not awful. But, yeah, it's okay. I mean, that just shows how good the MCU is if we're already at the okay stuff. I have not seen the show in a long time, but I just remember it being really freaking boring. And he doesn't even have his cool outfit yet in the MCU, which sucks. Hopefully he gets it in Daredevil Born Again Season 3 or 4. I don't really care. But hopefully he gets it soon, because I would love to see. I mean, I know he had that one. I saw that one suit. I remember that one suit where, like, it was the karate suit but with the yellow mask over it. I don't know if that was him. I don't remember if that was him wearing it or someone wore it. I remember that, though. So, but yeah. I like him as Iron Fist. I think he's a good actor to play Iron Fist. I just want him to actually look like Iron Fist. I don't want him to just be a dude in a suit that can punch really cool. That's all it really is to me in this show. But I haven't seen the show in a long time, so y'all might need to let me know. So, yeah. Really good action in this show, if I remember correctly. And the character's kind of cool, but other than that, that's really all I remember. This show was actually really interesting when it came out, because people are actually like, wow, Marvel actually made a decent show. I don't think, I mean, it's okay. It's not good, but it's not bad. It's like, okay. I liked it. I guess Wiccan was cool, even though I really don't care for the character at all. But I thought it was cool that it was Wanda's son. Or was it? Was it even Wanda's son? I don't even know anymore. Agatha carried the show, and it was cool that Death was in the show and was like the main villain, I believe. I don't remember much from the show. I'm pretty sure there was scary stuff in this, or like possession or something. I don't really remember. Like, some of these shows I just watched once. Some of them I watched like 5 times. So, this one I've only watched once. This is definitely the better Doctor Strange movie. But Sam Raimi, I was a little disappointed because he made Evil Dead. I mean, and that's pretty good. Verse 2 or 3, I'm pretty sure he made all 3 of those. Those are good. And, Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies are good. So I was hoping this would be better than it was. I was just a little disappointed. But Scarlet Witch was a great villain. Dr. Steven is way more interesting in this. Mordo was kind of shoved into the story a little bit, but it was cool. We got all those cameos. And like the best scene is Wanda killing all the heroes. I thought that was really cool. Wong was a lot better in this movie. America Chavez was put in the story pretty well, but I don't think we're going to see her ever again. And sucks that Steven, his girl, got married, but in another universe, what did they do again? She like helps him, but they don't kiss, I don't think. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then like that, I thought Mephisto was gonna get introduced in this movie as the secret bad guy, but sadly he wasn't. But still, it was a decent movie. Miss Marvel was an interesting show. It was okay, but there was no real stakes. And her learning how to use her powers, her not like actually being able to stretch, was kind of stupid. Why can't they just make it like accurate to the comics and not try to be different? I guess they used it where it like made more sense, I guess, with that relic that just she can use powers with. But it's stupid. But there are no real stakes, and the finale I remember was bad. Was considered bad for a finale. But they were in the school fighting like cops off or something. But it was cool seeing her use her powers, and she was a lot better in the Marvels, which is crazy to say because that movie sucked. But she was definitely better in the Marvels. But I like the family. I think the family are pretty cool. And I like that the dad showed up in Daredevil Born Again. I thought that was kind of cool. And, I like all the characters. They're probably the best part and the strongest part. But there's some bad dialogue in here that is cringe. Like that one with that guy I forgot his name. It was like that ninja guy or something. I haven't seen this show since it came out either, so, yeah. This is the movie that I'm most divided on. Because there's so much stuff that I love from this movie, and there's a lot of stuff I don't like from this movie. Like Ray Guardian and Yelena are freaking fantastic, dude. They're some of the best characters we have in the MCU now, and they came from this movie, which I'm glad they were in this movie, because we got them in Thunderbolts, and they were even better in that. So, yeah, Taskmaster. Name one person who actually liked that twist of it being his daughter. I didn't. And I'm glad she kicked the bucket in Thunderbolts. She got shot in the head, my God. The mom, she wasn't that interesting. I didn't like the villain. I did like we got to see Scarlett Johansson one more time. Like in a prequel way. And it was before, was it after Civil War? So, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. And then the ending is her dying and setting up Hawkeye. So your lady can go hunt down Hawkeye. So, yeah. But this movie's good. This movie's good in some aspects, but also really bad in others. So it's like in the middle for me. Not terrible, because I rewatched it and I actually enjoyed it a lot better, more than I used to. This actor, I forgot his name, he fits Luke Cage so well. And like, him, man, I remember nothing from this show. But I know I watched it for a fact, because I watched it with my dad. I did not watch season 2, though, sadly. But I know what happens in season 2 because I just looked it up. Because I didn't feel like sitting through a whole season of television. But it was good. He's good. He's a good Luke Cage. And, yeah, that's all I remember. So, that's all you're going to get out of me. This is kind of what I mean. Because this movie's okay. But it's not, like, yeah, it's, like, not terrible. But the first two were. And this last two were. So, Ant-Man's kind of that character that he easily has the worst trilogy out of all the characters in the MCU, for sure. Surprised he even got his own trilogy. The weirdest character to give a trilogy to. Like, give a trilogy to Hulk instead of him, but maybe I'm just being a hater. Anyways, Ant-Man, this movie's funny. I like the stuff where his friend is, like, mouthing the words to the something that happened before. I thought that was cool. Final fight was awesome. I loved how, like, creative they went with it. And Ant-Man's a cool character overall. Some of the action scenes were really good. And Paul Rudd is born to play Ant-Man. That's like his character that he should be playing. So I'm glad he's in Doomsday, but I don't think he's gonna be cracking too many jokes in Doomsday. But he's hilarious in the Avengers movies. So yeah, I like him. I like this movie, but could have been better. And it sucks that this is the worst Iron Man movie because it's not a bad movie at all. But it is the worst Iron Man movie to me. A lot of people would probably be like, what? No, Iron Man 2 is. We'll get to Iron Man 2 probably a little bit later. But Iron Man 3 is a decent movie. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just decent. Like, well, it's good, but it's not great. Like, I like the stuff with the Mandarin being fake and just being an actor, and then we think the other guy, Molten guy, is the Mandarin, but he actually isn't. The real Mandarin is in Shang-Chi. So I like how that played out. If it wasn't for Shang-Chi, this movie would be a little bit lower. I like the final fight with all the Iron Man suits. That's pretty cool. Iron Patriot being introduced in this movie is pretty cool. Pepper at the end having powers randomly kind of made no sense, but it's whatever. The part where his house gets destroyed, freaking awesome. And yeah. It's good seeing Iron Man struggle with the equipment he was given. But at the end of the day, it's Iron Man, so you know he's going to get the dub. But Pepper Potts getting powers randomly, kind of annoying. Him just telling the terrorists where he's at, kind of stupid. He was thinking they were going to just show up at his front door, but they ended up shooting the crap out of his house. Don't know what he was expecting there, but I like the fight where he goes to the mansion and starts beating those people up with just like the Iron Man hand and stuff. Pretty cool to see Tony not use Iron Man tech sometimes too whenever he's fighting. So yeah, but there's a decent amount of problem, but like the villain is pretty forgettable at the end of the day. It being like a virus is kind of cheesy to me. This special is so goofy to me. Like, they went and got Kevin Bacon for Star-Lord's freaking Christmas present. I guess that's cool. He was very creative, that's for sure. James Gunn is very creative when it comes to this stuff, and I like what he did with it. I like what he was given, and I like what he did with it. It was pretty fun, good time, and I liked it. What's his name? Rocket got Bucky's arm. I thought that was awesome, but what it was given. I imagine he was given a script, and he just worked with what he was given. So not great, but not terrible. This might be considered my biggest hot take, maybe. I don't know. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is not a bad show. Come on. We got John Walker out of this. He's a great character in Thunderbolts. Sharon Carter being the bad guy, or pretty sure she was. That was a cool twist. I forgot the people with the mask going down there. Like John Walker cutting that guy's head off was awesome to me. It was very creative, and Baron Zemo had a cool part in this. The stuff with the Wakandans was cool. The action was pretty good, and the political story was pretty cool. And Sam Wilson's Captain America suit was awesome. So, yeah, I wish Bucky had more to do in this show, though. Just saying. The Defenders was really cool, seeing all the characters from the Netflix shows come together as a team, and yeah, I liked that there was a lot more action in these shows. In this show than there was in the other ones. And Daredevil's fake out death was awesome. And I guess Elektra's fake out death was cool too. Because she's coming back for Daredevil Season 3. Daredevil Born Again. And the Hand were pretty cool, gotta say. And now seeing them as Spider-Man Brand New Day made me appreciate it more. So, yeah. Good show. Not too good, but not too great. Not too bad, but not too great. This movie was weird, but in a good way. To where I enjoyed the crap out of this movie. I keep saying movie. I enjoyed the crap out of this show. It was weird, like the hippo lady, cool. But I did like the final battle and stuff, that was cool. Ethan Hawke did pretty good as the villain. After seeing him in Black Phone, I was like, alright, that's pretty cool. And, yeah. And his third personality at the end was pretty cool tease, but I don't know where it's going to go. So, we'll have to wait and see. But it was a good show. Moon Knight's outfit is awesome. And, of course, his other outfit, too. The Mr. Knight's drip. This movie is way too overrated. It's too overrated. This movie's not that bad, guys. Come on. Like, I liked the Abomination. He was cool. The final fight was awesome. We got another Hulk movie. And it's our only Hulk movie, so we have to cherish it. And I think this is the scariest Hulk. Well, Brand New Day is, but this used to be the most terrifying Hulk. And, like, the part where he jumps off the building onto the ground is awesome. And then that whole scene where he's beating up all the military guys, like, dude, that's sick. And iconic. And just the Hulk struggle in this movie is so cool. And then the Iron Man tease at the end was awesome. So, but Ross was a big problem. He was just so annoying trying to take down the Hulk. And then at the end, he just lets him go loose and try to beat Abomination. All that, the entire movie, and then you're just gonna, alright, fine, you can go do your thing. It's so dumb. But, and Edward Norton, hot take, is a better Hulk than Mark Ruffalo. Well, he's a better Bruce Banner, I think. But he is a better actor, too, so. But, I'm not mad with Mark Ruffalo. I think he's good enough. But, Edward Norton's Hulk is a lot different looking than Mark Ruffalo's. That's why. It's just a little weird. Because when I was young, I used to think this is a whole separate universe. I didn't think. When I saw Iron Man. I don't know, I was just dumb as a kid, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't know you could just recast him, and it's like, oh, it's a different person, so it must be a different Hulk. But no. It's just recasted him. But I don't hate the recast. This movie's way too overhated, too. This movie's not bad. I love the political stuff in this. Harrison Ford does fantastic. Red Hulk fight. Dude, awesome stuff. Bucky's cameo is pretty cool. Joaquin Torres almost dying, cool. The whole thing on by the Celestial, awesome. I liked it. The flying scenes, all the action we do get in this movie, good. And yeah, this movie's good. I don't know why people say it's a bad movie. It's not. It's like a 7 out of 10 at best. And this is what I mean by Marvel being back. Because everyone says they're not back, 'cause they had Captain America. I think Captain America was good. So that's Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. I think that's 5 W's in a row, but you guys let me know down in the comments. But this movie's not bad. Not bad at all. But some of the side characters I didn't care for. Giancarlo Esposito was kind of random. And that's about it. I mean, Anthony Mackie did okay. But I don't mind him as Captain America. I don't really care for his new suit. Joaquin Torres, I like him. What's his name? The old man, I kind of forgot his name. He's cool. I don't mind him. The leader, how could I forget? He was actually pretty ugly, but he did bring out that cool Red Hulk fight scene. So can't complain about that, right? But this is probably the coolest Hulk fight scene ever in the MCU. I think, me personally, but that might be a hot take. All right, let me take some. This is pretty good. I like Punisher One Last Kill. It was the CGI scene everyone complains about. I might be blind, but I didn't notice anything. But it was a little bit of a goofy scene. The How many people he kills in this movie is awesome. And then that Karen fake out of her being there was really good. And like him just seeing things was good too, I think. Like making him seem crazy, but then like we go from this dark side of Punisher, and then we go to Spider-Man Brand New Day where he's acting way different. I don't know how long Spider-Man Brand New Day is after Punisher One Last Kill, but it's probably not crazy long. But yeah, he was way different. But that scene where he's on the grave, by the grave, him crying, that was a sad scene. And yeah, the action was fantastic, but it was kind of like mostly just action. At the end, like 20 minutes of fighting. The villain was stupid. I didn't really care for it, but it is a special presentation, so it's a little bit lower. That's all. I used to hate this movie, but this movie's not bad. It's just really boring. But now that I'm older, I can appreciate the movie more. So that's that. I can appreciate the movie more. And the Dutch angles are pretty stupid. Loki was a really good villain. I like the Destroyer part where Thor becomes worthy again after showing that he was worthy. And then him fighting the Destroyer, pretty cool. Loki's fake out death out of the 10,000, it started to get old, but back then it was kind of cool. And yeah, I really dig this movie. I think it was really good. Heimdall was cool. Odin was he was the okay father. And Natalie Portman's character pretty cool. But yeah, Chris Hemsworth was the star of this movie for sure. All right, let me tell you something. Punisher, both seasons are pretty good. Of course, the action's good, the gore. Awesome, John Bernthal was born to play Punisher. Some of the villains are forgettable, and I kind of forgot Eben Miles Baccarat was actually in this show. Because I remember him and John Bernthal, like, they were doing some interview. I was like, what are they doing an interview for? It was for the Punisher. I was like, I did not know he was in the Punisher. But other than that, I mean, there's a lot of forgettable stuff in this. And, yeah. Frank's cool, though. Frank's cool. Iron Man 2 is way too overhated. Yes, it's goofy. It has some goofy scenes. But that scene on the racetrack, like that whole 3 minutes of just, like, from him putting the suit on, that awesome suit, to the whole fight of him and Whiplash, awesome stuff, dude. And Black Widow getting introduced, awesome. It was cool that she was in it. Nick Fury, second time he showed up, but we finally got to see more of him. So Don Cheadle's a way better roadie than the original. That's just a fact. Pepper's pretty good. But the villain was a little bit more memorable than the first movie, surprisingly. Whiplash is more memorable than Justin Hammer, but they're both sort of memorable. And it's cool that Peter Parker was in this movie. So, yeah. Yeah, that was actually really cool Easter egg that they put. But Justin Hammer's forgettable, though. I know I was just saying, but I think Whiplash is actually not as forgettable because he's the actual Iron Man villain. He was in Phineas and Ferb thing, so I guess that makes him more memorable. Justin Hammer was stupid. I don't really care for him, but yeah. The fight scene in that dome was awesome, by the way. But yeah, really good movie. Marvel needs to experiment more with stuff like this because I really dig Marvel Zombies. It was cool seeing a really gory cartoon of a Marvel characters. Infinity Hulk was cool, and them somehow losing at the end was awesome, and making the world seem fine, even though it wasn't, because it was all zombies still. But she couldn't see that part. Was it Miss Marvel? That was cool. Scarlet Witch is a great villain. And yeah, I like the gore and stuff. But I like them to experiment with stuff. And we need more stuff like this stuff, of course, for real. It was such an interesting concept. And I really wanted to see what they did with it. It was awesome. It was pretty gory, actually. And Man-Thing being in an MCU project was just cool to me. And Elsa Bloodstone, and of course, Werewolf by Night. Thought that was really cool. Not much I can really say about it, except it was pretty cool. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. It was pretty cool, and I think, like I just said with Marvel Zombies, we need more experimentation stuff like this in the future of the MCU, for sure. The weakest Spider-Man movie in the MCU, but it's not a bad movie at all. But if you want me to talk about this movie more, check out my video from yesterday, my ranking of all the Spider-Man movies, and you'll see what I thought about that movie. So yeah, this is considerably considered MCU, but I'm just gonna count it anyways because it's on Disney Plus and this is a Spider-Man show. I said, I might as well count it, and that's gonna be another animated thing later in this video. You'll also see. This show's good. I'm excited for season 2 this year. Hope they do good. I hope Venom is the main villain, which I think he will be. Maybe Green Goblin can maybe be another villain, or be set up for season 3. That'd be pretty cool. The show was cool, seeing the origins of Spider-Man, and then, well, not really the origins, but like the early stages and Doctor Strange stuff is cool to watch her. Don't really remember much, but I'm excited. I know Lonnie's probably gonna turn into a bad guy, sadly. Because that's just probably gonna happen. Because starts off as a good guy and then becomes a crime boss. And then Spider-Man's gonna have to fight him. So that's gonna suck when it happens, but it probably will happen. Hawkeye is a really cool show. Yelena being tied back into the story, trying to kill him. Really cool. Echo, stupid character. Sorry. Her whole little task crime force, dumb. I didn't like it. The Swordsman, I liked him. And the mom actually being the corrupt one, if I remember correctly, if her being the corrupt one was a cool surprise. Hawkeye was great. Jeremy Renner, I hope he shows up in Secret Wars, because every time Hawkeye shows up in an Avengers movie, they win. So you never know. But I like the puppy dog. He's pretty cute, if I remember him correctly. And Kate Bishop was probably the star of the show. And Yelena was a really good adversary, and Kingpin coming in late into the show was kind of unexpected and cool. But that's how they tied in Daredevil. We're like, alright, that means Daredevil is in the MCU. It's just been confirmed, basically. That's what we were thinking, which I'm glad. Wasn't for this show, we wouldn't have Daredevil born again, so I'm happy. 2 is a really sad movie, because what they had to do because Chadwick Boseman died. Rest in peace. Namor was cool. It would have been cool to see Chadwick Boseman if he, of course, didn't sadly pass away. It would have been awesome to see Namor versus Chadwick Boseman. I think the movie would have been better, but I'm not saying anything about Letitia Wright. She did really good. The girlfriend did good. I liked M'Baku, the queen. There was actually a lot of death in this movie because her brother died and then her mom died. The mom dying was unexpected for me, but it was probably the right thing to do to make it even more sad. McCoy was great, but she didn't have a big part in it. And the new Black Panther, Shuri becoming the new Black Panther, I'm not mad at it. I think that's a really good decision. So, yeah. Namor, really good villain. And I'm excited to see what they do with these characters and do. If you want to know how I felt about this movie, go watch my Spider-Man ranking video. This is how I plug my other videos. So, yeah. Go watch my Spider-Man ranking video if you want my full thoughts on this movie. But it is a good movie. I believe that the Escape Pod podcast thinks this is the worst MCU movie, or Hat Guy does. this movie's not bad. It's a good, fun movie. I don't know what their problem is with this movie. The jokes are pretty good. The ego's pretty good. Yondu's great. All the Guardians are good. The villains are decent. Ego was a great twist villain, but if you read the comics, it wasn't really a twist. But it was sad that he killed Peter Quill's mother. And then the final fight with him where he turned into Pac-Man and stuff, that was cool. Cheesy, fun. And James Gunn just knows these characters so well, so yeah. James Gunn still to me has never made a bad comic book movie, but some people call this movie bad, which is crazy to me. But whatever they say. Dude, season 1, it was pretty good. Season 2 was peak. That's why it's so much lower, because season 1 is nowhere near as good as season 2 to me. But I loved every second of season 2. Season 1 had a few problems. But like the side characters, like the people that work for Kingpin, I didn't really care for. I cared for them a lot more in season 2 of Daredevil. So that was cool. But I am sad that Daredevil Born Again season 2 didn't have 9 episodes like I thought it did. But it's alright. I'm excited for season 3 and hoping it's going to be cool. Hope we get to see the gray and red Daredevil suit next season. Which we probably won't. I think we're getting the red with the... I think we're getting a new red suit, I believe. I saw the behind the scenes photos. But I would like to see the gray suit eventually, obviously. But anyways, really good. Not as good as the original show, but good show. It used to be way lower on this movie, but I rewatched it and actually enjoyed it so much. It was actually a really good movie. I don't know why I thought it wasn't. Bucky's death was really sad. Him not getting to go on a date with Peggy is obviously really sad. The scene where he runs in Times Square, cool. The action is actually pretty good in this. Red Skull is actually kind of a cool villain. And him sacrificing himself, in quotations, and then landing in knives, cool, but I'm glad he lived, because he's a great character. And, yeah. Captain America, overall, really good, really good. And I liked that he jumped on the grenade. That's one of the best scenes in the MCU. And one of the most probably looked over scenes, but it's a really good scene. Yeah, Captain America, really good movie. There's no bad Avengers movie. And I don't think there ever will be. But there are some problems with this. Ultron's a really good villain, though. There's not been no bad Avenger villain. And I like all the new characters that they brought in. Quicksilver's death was sad. Like the Avengers being at Clint's house, hanging out like they're normal people. I like that. The Hulk and the city where Hulkbuster and Hulk, awesome. Scarlet Witch was a pain in the butt, but at least she became a good guy. Vision was cool. The final battle was awesome. But Nick Fury pulling up to the sky with the carrier and War Machine, I don't know, I just thought it would took them a lot longer to get there with that big old ship, but maybe that's just me. Thor coming in randomly, just the power vision, I guess that's cool. I mean, he saw visions of we need to do this, but he made a mistake by letting Thanos get the Infinity Stone, basically. So yeah, but he also made a good idea because that's how they beat Ultron. But anyways, I think really good movie. I couldn't really remember what happened in this, but I remember I really liked it. So yeah, Jessica Jones, she's a really good character. I wish she looked more like the comics. The action's pretty good. And I don't remember if anyone showed up in this. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Maybe in the 3rd season. Kind of forgot. But a really good show. I like it. But it's nowhere near the show that is you'll see a little bit later on Netflix. I used to be a lot higher on this movie. But it's still a really good movie. The Hulk and Thor fight in the arena, awesome. Hela was a fantastic villain. I like the Avatar, what do you call it? Asgard gets destroyed in this movie. Odin's death was sad. Heimdall was a goat in this movie. Valkyrie was unexpected W. Loki was actually became a good guy in this, which is surprising. And it sets up Infinity War fantastically, and it sets up the opening of Infinity War really good. So, yeah, really good movie. I'm really happy with what we were given. The jokes, I am a little bit sad that it gave us Thor: Love and Thunder. This is the reason we got Thor: Love and Thunder, because of all the jokes in the movie. But most of the jokes in this movie actually land every time you watch them. Like, him throwing the ball at the window and hitting him in the face was pretty cool. Grandmaster was awesome. And it wasn't cool, it was funny. But Grandmaster was awesome. I liked him, Jeff Goldblum. But the pacing is a big issue in this movie. The jokes, there might have been a little bit too many of them. And the action is actually not as cool as I was hoping. But there was a couple of action scenes that were awesome, though. So, you know what I mean? It's like a mix between good action and bad action. You know, this sucks because Wonder Man Season 2 just got canceled. And I was actually really looking forward to Season 2. Because, dude, that first show was so good. Like, it genuinely was. I was so shocked that I actually really liked a more grounded show like this. And Destin Daniel Cretton's 3 for 3 with his Marvel projects. Really good. I'm glad it wasn't all about superheroes. It's about acting, about finding your true self. And, like, believing in yourself. But it sucks that he got set up by Ben Kingsley's character, but they actually started to become friends, so, yeah. And, the scene where he's mad and he goes into the building and he just destroys the entire building was awesome. The Josh Gad and that Spot thingamajig guy, random, but I actually liked it, surprisingly. But a lot of the jokes didn't land, and so, there was a lot of random stuff that happened. But it was a pretty good show. I wish I could say this is Ryan Coogler's best movie, but it's not. It's second best, because I don't think anything can beat Sinners. But this is a really good movie about a superhero. And I'm glad it took place after Civil War. Ulysses Claw, it was cool that he played actually a pretty big part in this movie. Killmonger was a great villain, Michael B. Jordan. Chadwick Boseman is our Black Panther. It's my Black Panther. But David Johnson should do great. Cool. I like all the characters. Shuri, Queen, whatever her name is. And him becoming king was awesome. And yeah, I love the city of Wakanda. The action's awesome. CGI is a little off in the final fight with him and Killmonger. Some of the decisions were a little interesting in this movie, but I liked that it took some big swings. And yeah. And most of them hit. So yeah, Ryan Coogler's still a great director. It's crazy to know that whenever this show came out and watched it, I was like, oh, Marvel knows how to make shows now? And then Falcon and Winter Soldier, alright, that's pretty good. Low-key, great. I mean, we're going on a hot streak, and then they just went right into the dirt because they started making crappy stuff, like What If. So, it started off hot with the shows, like they were doing really good, and there was a few gems here and there, and then they just went downhill. So, glad the shows are lessening now. But the shows we've gotten so far this year, well, we've only got like one, right? So, but Vision Quest I'm hyped for. Yeah, this setting up Vision Quest makes me really excited for Vision Quest, which I'm excited to see how Ultron is in the show. I want to see what part he plays. And yeah, WandaVision was the best show for a while. Until, of course, season 2 of a certain show called Loki came out. But talk about that instead of Agatha, which that show was not fantastic, but it was decent. Monica Rambeau set her up. Darcy and the cop from whatchamacallit, Ant-Man. I mean, there was a bunch of random characters put together, but I liked it. It was a different type of show. I liked the decades kept going up after each episode. So yeah, and then the final battle was actually pretty cool. So I liked it a lot. And this is where it all started. Iron Man. Great movie. Great movie. My only problem with this movie is the villain. The villain is so forgettable. I don't like War Machine in this movie. Well, his friend, at least, is what I would call him. The villain was really forgettable, and the final fight was not that good. But a lot of the flying scenes were cool, and then him pulling up on the bad guys, and then taking them all out and walking away after blowing something up, or farming. Awesome. The suit in this movie was really cool. I liked the origin story of him building the suit. Jarvis, awesome. And yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was born to play this role. And I know you guys might not like this pick or take, but Deadpool Wolverine's so fun. Like, sorry. The fan service it did for Deadpool, what it did for Deadpool as a whole, and like just cherishing all the Fox X-Men movies is fantastic. And dude, all the freaking cameos and all like Blade, Gambit, So good, but the story was missing a few elements. But the fight, the action was good. The comedy, there was not a single joke that I didn't laugh at, which is insane because most of the jokes were funny because I got most of them. And then there was some stuff like what Gambit said about what he said about his father. That was wild that they could actually say that. But and then the funny joke of Kevin Feige drawing the line at disco dust or whatever they called it. I thought that was interesting, but it's probably true. But yeah, I really dig this movie, and it's really funny and the action's really good, and I'm glad they brought back Hugh Jackman. Till he's 90. What an interesting concept that actually works so well. This movie is so good. I'm so shocked that Thunderbolts it was a part of the Deadpool, Wolverine, Captain America, and Thunderbolts were the first three movies in the Marvel comeback season. Because, dude, after the Marvel was like, alright, let's slow it down real quick and let's come out with Deadpool, Wolverine. And they delivered because Deadpool, Wolverine was great. Now, Thunderbolts was even better. The whole depression storyline and everyone just don't want to live, and then they made the team work somehow. Now they're the Avengers. How they evolved throughout the movie was awesome. The emotional moments really hit. Bob and Sentry Void, whatever you want to call him, really cool villain. And Valentina ate dirt at the end because she is now working for them basically. So that's yeah. Taskmaster should not have been in this poster, by the way. She had 5 seconds of screen time. Hey, at least her new outfit was better than the other outfit was better. I know. Hot take central over here. Everyone loves Captain America and Winter Soldier. They like to glaze the crap out of this movie, by the way. And this movie's really good, yeah. I really love this movie, but there are some problems with it. Like, the Hydra twist wasn't that crazy to me. Because, I don't know, I just was expecting it. I was like, yeah, there's probably some people working for S.H.I.E.L.D. that are actually working for Hydra, secretly. The fake out death with Nick Fury was actually pretty cool. Winter Soldier was a great villain, Bucky, whatever you want to call him. Captain America's suit was the best it's ever been in this movie. Black Widow, she works into the story pretty well. And just this setting up Civil War, sort of, was good. I'm glad that it set up a really good movie. So, yeah. The Winter Soldier, really good movie. The fan service doesn't stop there because Deadpool Wolverine was fan service. Spider-Man No Way Home was also a lot of fan service. There's just a few plot holes of it. Well, you know what? I don't gotta explain it because you know what I just remembered? Spider-Man movie ranking. Go check that out if you want to hear my review on my thoughts on this movie. But it's a really great movie. Definitely recommend watching this one, guys, if you haven't. Fantastic Four was such a good movie, man. The first family. It was actually pretty suspenseful. Galactus was a great villain. I wish the fight could have lasted longer at the end. Silver Surfer was a good mini villain, but she became a good guy at the end. And I hope we see more of her in the future. We probably will. And we probably haven't heard the last of Galactus. And Herbie, really cool little sidekick that they had. And the whole space sequence with Silver Surfer chasing them while Sue was in labor and trying to get the baby out, which is awesome. And it was really suspenseful. And their whole dynamic was really cool. And the action was pretty cool at the end. And it was so much different than all the other movies. So, yeah. Really good movie. Really, really good. This is such a sad movie that the Guardians split up at the end, and then that was the last we see of the Guardians. But it was needed. They needed an end somewhere, because we know they're not in Doomsday. But Star-Lord would probably be in Secret Wars, if I were to guess. And Gamora it was really sad seeing that she was it was kind of like MJ. And it's kind of like MJ in the new Spider-Man movie. She's whoever that was sounded more like someone else and not like her because she doesn't love him, which is sad. But she said it sounded more like Nebula, which is insane. And Nebula was cool. I like that she's actually a part of the team now. Drax was hilarious like always. And Rocket was the standout of this movie. He was like almost the main character, in my opinion. Well, no, he was the main character, but his story was sad, and then the part where he's crying whenever the high evolutionary killed his friends. Well, the high evolutionary is a fantastic villain, by the way. But it's such a good movie. Really loved it. Really loved it. And this is what I mean by Destin Daniel Cretton always cooking. Because the villain in this movie, good, but it was stupid how he died just so fast. The fight scenes were amazing in this movie. They were the best they've ever been. Easily, hands down, the best they've ever been. And, yeah, this movie's super good. And, Simu Liu, I'm really excited to see what he does in Avengers Doomsday. And, yeah, Aquafina was annoying, and the rest of the characters were really good. So, really liked this movie. I know this might be a hot take, but, dude, Endgame isn't great. I mean, like, it's not fantastic like everyone says it is. Like, it's a really good movie. It's great, but there's just a couple of problems with like how easy it was to just time travel like it was nothing. Like they didn't have any problems with it. Yeah, they had the problem. Once Tony was in, he's like, "Oh, it's the easiest thing I've ever done," and he just does it like it's nothing. Like no test runs of messing up it working right away. It's kind of defeats the whole points of like the scientific method. So kind of stupid, but Thanos was great in this. All the characters were cool. I was happy to see everyone come back, and then Robert Downey, Iron Man's death was the best part of the movie. And yeah, seeing Thanos lose is great, and he was shocked that he lost too, because we saw Thanos die in the movie and also get snapped. So funny. The opening was really shocking. The action was good, but I do like all seeing all the old movies back in time, like going back in time and seeing the old movies. Really cool. And here we are, we're at the reason we made this whole video in the first place. Spider-Man Brand New Day, really good movie. But if you want to see all my thoughts on it, go watch my review, or not. Go watch both of my reviews and watch my Spider-Man ranking video. Even though I think I just go watch the reviews. So go watch the reviews if you want to hear my thoughts on it. You can't go wrong with the OG Avengers. Such a good movie. I really had these next movies. I had no problems with, like not a single problem, except maybe, trying to think of a problem. I really can't think. Loki was kind of a goofy villain. I'm joking. Loki was a great villain. But I wish what we saw in Endgame was like kind of weird because they ended up getting Loki anyways. I guess because Thor's a god. Like I said, back off before I hammer you, or something like that. But yeah, really good movie. Really dig it. And yeah, Hulk was the scariest he's ever been in this movie. So yeah, whole team's great though. Loki was such a great show, dude. Season 2 carries, but Season 1 was good. And then of course the scene where he's on the throne and holding all the timelines together. Fantastic stuff, dude. Not gonna lie, I don't remember much from the show. So, yeah. Really good show, and I'm excited to see what they do with him in Doomsday. That's all I got for you guys. He was so clever, this movie is, because you have the person that starts the MCU, Iron Man, become technically the villain, in quotations, of the movie. Because, well, most of the people probably root for Captain America, but I was actually on Team Iron Man because it made more sense. Because the Avengers were damaging a lot of the world and doing a lot of harm to the world, and I just wanted to be a little bit safer. That's all. Black Panther just being his intro into the MCU, awesome. Spider-Man's intro, yeah, they introduced Spider-Man and Black Panther in these movies, so it's awesome. You see Spider-Man and Black Panther. I wish we got to see them fight, but they were sadly on the same team. But we know Spider-Man probably win if he wasn't holding back. And yeah, Scarlet Witch was the MVP of this. The final fight. But nothing wrong with this movie. This might be that other hot take of it being in the MCU. I think it should be considered in the MCU. Nothing wrong with X-Men 97. The story, the characters, the plot, the aesthetic of the 90s, fantastic. Animation's great. The costumes are great. Season 2 is not better than Season 1, but it is really good. But we haven't finished season 2 yet. We got 2 weeks, and we're done with X-Men '97 season 2. Surprisingly, already. But yeah, it's on Disney Plus, right? So that's the only reason I count it. It's because it's a Disney Plus animation show. Really good. I'm excited to see what they do again in the rest of season 2. Guardians of the Galaxy, such a brilliant movie. Nothing wrong with it. The music, the characters, the plot, the story, the aesthetic, like the space. It was so much different than any Marvel movie we've already seen. And James Gunn knew what he was doing. I've already talked about this movie so much in the past Marvel movie ranking videos that, you know, I don't know, I get tired of talking about this movie because I love it so much, and it's just, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't find nothing wrong with this movie. Hands down, the best comic book show ever. It's not even close. Each season is great. Season 2 is the weakest, but it's still like a 9 out of 10 for me. There's nothing wrong with the show. The action, the hallway scene, the him yelling in Kingpin's face saying "I beat you." Dude, peak cinema. That's why Daredevil Born Again's so good, because we had, or not as good as this, because we already had peak. So they're just trying their best to replicate it, and it's just too hard, man. They introduced a Punisher, so let me tell you something about season 2. Punisher was a really good part of that season. Yeah. And season 3 being after the Defenders is a really good change. So I think, right? I believe it was after it was before season 3. I don't know. Think so. But really dig it. I really dig that movie. Yeah. And this show, so. Yeah. Really like this movie. Show. I keep saying movie. Fantastic show. No show will ever probably beat it, me. Like, I know people are like, but what about Invincible and The Boys? No. Not even close. I mean, what did you truly expect was going to be number 1? I mean, it'll never change. There is no world that I see Avengers Doomsday being a better movie than Infinity War. There's no world. Because so much footage has already got leaked of Doomsday, and we already know they're probably going to lose. Like, Infinity War, we had no idea what was going to happen. We didn't know they were going to lose or not. We didn't even know if we were getting Endgame or not, so. But, of course, if you watch the interviews with Ruffalo, he said everybody dies. And then Don Cheadle gets mad. I mean, he kind of just spoiled a good part of that, but doesn't mean they lost. But yeah, they very much lost in this movie, but in game they win, so it all works out. But they had to sacrifice more people just to win, which sucks. But a really good movie. Not really good. Fantastic. Best movie of all time. No. Second best movie of all time. Sorry. The Dark Knight's best, but. No, bullcrap. No, this is my number 1 movie of all time. Screw it. Dark Knight is a really good movie, but it can't beat this, to me. Really great movie, and, guys, hope you enjoyed this super long video, because I know this was a super long video, because it's taken me, like, 2 hours to film it. Really hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.